And when I hear people talk about gun control groups and they refer to them as gun safety organizations, they've done nothing to help with gun safety. They teach no safety classes. They're not handing out gun locks. We are in the gun industry. We're donating that money and making that happen.
What's going on, everybody? Celiac here, and I was at a Moms Demand Action event held by Tamarack City Hall. And I just don't agree with Moms Demand Action in general. I think they're a bunch of tyrants. But hey, that's just the way I feel. But if you happen to want to go to one of these and be a different voice of opinion to them and explain to them how you feel, as you can see, these are some of the events that are going on in Florida. And you are more than welcome to go to them. I did. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to talk any sense, some common gun sense into these women, because all they do is want to try to strip our rights and keep talking to legislation to make new laws that are only going to hurt the law abiding. So, that being said, this proclamation is for this new legislation that they're pushing for to make you, the law abiding, put your gun separated from your ammo, disassembled, and all this nonsense, which is going to do absolutely nothing but hurt you, the law abiding. So please go to a Moms Demand Action event and try to talk some sense into them, because obviously they're not going to listen, and they're just going to keep creating this stuff that's just going to hurt us. So don't forget, hit that like, share, and that subscribe button, all that good stuff. And I'm out. Soliaker, deuces.
All right, take two. Ladies and gentlemen, this proclamation was requested by myself. Whereas every day, more than 120 Americans are killed by gun violence, and more than 200 people are shot and wounded, with an average of more than 17,000 gun homicides every year. Whereas gun violence prevention is more important than ever, as we see an increase in firearm homicides and non-fatal shootings across the country, including increased calls to domestic violence hotlines. Whereas in Florida, 2,989 people died by gun-related incidents in an average of a year, with a rate of 13.3 deaths per 100,000 people. A crisis that costs the state $40.3 billion each year, of which $875.9 million is paid by taxpayers. Florida has the 30th highest rate of gun deaths in the United States. With cities across the nation, including Tamarack, are working to end senseless violence with evidence-based solutions. And whereas protecting public safety in the communities they serve is the mayor's highest responsibilities, mayors and law enforcement officers know their communities best and are most familiar with local criminal activity and how to address it, and are best positioned to understand how to keep their citizens safe. Whereas support for the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens goes hand in hand, keeping guns away from people with dangerous histories. And whereas in January 2013, Adalia Pendleton was tragically shot and killed at age 15. And on June 2, 2023, to recognize the 26th birthday of Adalia Pendleton, born on June 2, 1997, people across the United States will recognize Gun Violence Awareness Day and wear orange in tribute to Adalia Pendleton and the other victims of gun violence and the loved ones of those victims. Whereas the idea was inspired by a group of Adalia's friends who asked their classmates to commemorate her life by wearing orange. They chose this color because hunters wear orange to announce themselves to other hunters when out in the woods, and orange is a color that symbolizes the value of human life. And whereas anyone can join this campaign by wearing orange on June 2nd, the first Friday of June 2023, to help raise awareness of gun violence and honor the lives of gun violence victims and survivors. Whereas we renew our commitment to reduce gun violence and pledge to all that we can to keep firearms out of the hands of people who should not have access to them, and encourage responsible gun ownership to help keep our families and communities safe. Now, therefore, I, Michelle J. Gomez, Mayor of the City of Tamarack, on behalf of the Commission, encourage everyone to join the campaign to wear orange on June 2nd and help raise awareness about gun violence, support efforts to prevent the tragic effects of it, honor the lives of gun violence victims and survivors, and hereby declare the City of Tamarack Friday, June 2, 2023 as National Gun Violence Awareness Day in the City of Tamarack.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Deborah Mendelson, and I'm a volunteer with Broward Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America. I would like to thank Mayor Gomez and the Commission of the City of Tamarack on behalf of Moms Demand Action for issuing this proclamation declaring Friday, June 2nd, 2023, National Gun Violence Awareness Day. Today marks 1 year since the tragedy involving, and although after the recent news from Nashville, Louisville, Farmington, and frankly most everywhere, as Mayor has indicated, if we need a proclamation to make us aware of the gun violence plaguing our country, then we aren't paying attention. Thank you for paying attention. The first Friday in June has been declared National Gun Violence Day in honor of Adia Pendleton, as the mayor indicated. We wear orange because it was her favorite color and because it's the color that hunters wear. So they will not be prey to hunters. People are not prey, and we need a reminder of this. We know we're all safer when firearms are stored unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. Our Be Smart program, our Be Smart campaign, explains that gun owners don't need to choose between storing arms securely and maintaining quick access to them. Ultimately, secure gun storage prevents kids and other at-risk people from accessing guns. When we protect our most vulnerable people from the dangers of unintentional shootings or self-harm, the whole community benefits. Please go to besmartforkids.org to learn more. And Mayor Gomez, we would welcome the opportunity to partner with the city to make the information in this program more widely available to all the residents here. We thank you again for declaring June 2nd National Gun Violence Awareness Day in the city of Tamarack. Thank you.
Assembling a Lego set in the dark, trying to figure it out, right? That doesn't make sense either. So,
Tom, we're talking about gun safety and gun storage, and I've been reading stories about 4,000 kids a year are killed by firearms, and the guns didn't kill them. Guns were involved in their death or something like that. And the discussion has turned to, should we make it a legal requirement as to how you are storing your firearms? Should they be, obviously gold standard is unloaded in a safe, ammunition separate. That's a great way to store your guns. I can hear people typing already and say, but what if someone breaks into my house? I won't have my gun. And I've said before, if you're more than 3 seconds away from your gun, you're unarmed. But it is a topic of discussion. It is gaining traction out there. Should there be a requirement on how we store our guns?
no.
I'm tracking with you on this one. I don't want it to be required. I want people to store it safely. I want people to be responsible for their own firearms. And there are all sorts of great options. The option I use is that I keep my gun in my holster on my hip until I go to bed. Then I put it right next to my bed. And then when I wake up in the morning, after my shower, I put my gun on with my clothes and I go about my day. I don't know. Are we placating anti-gunners by saying, hey, folks, we need to store our guns properly?
There's already laws on the books for this.
Yeah.
There's already laws on the books. So in every state that I've seen, I have not looked over the laws of all 50 states plus districts, territories, and so forth. But in every state that I have looked at it, it is a crime if children gain access to your firearms and you're not there supervising them. Mm-hmm. Okay. So there's already laws that punish children taking access to your firearms. Mm-hmm. The question is exactly to what you said on, folks would roast you online or me online if we're like, yeah, absolutely. There should be a felony law here that says that you must keep your firearms in such a way that they're of absolutely no use to you in case you actually need them. Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, that's obviously crazy, and I think would never pass the Second Amendment test at all. We don't want to pass laws that are, well, number one, blatantly unconstitutional. Number two, are going to basically make everybody a sitting duck by saying, yeah, you have to keep your firearm disassembled, encased, locked away on the other end of the house from your ammunition. And that means when someone's breaking in, you're like assembling a Lego set in the dark, trying to figure it out, right? Sensible people do something like what you said, Okay. And I'm not talking about showering in the mornings. I'm talking about, although perhaps that too. What I'm talking about is the fact that people ensure that their firearms have some sort of plan so that only they or the right people can gain access to them.